All right. So maybe at this halfway point in the future, if this does well, we might have a sponsor. But we don't right now. So what we're gonna do is Drew's just gone and raided my house, and he's found for some. Yeah, he's found for something. It's a little improv game. We'll switch it around next time. But you found me something.
I have. I've found you something, and you're going to pitch it to me. So I am almond sugar.
Well, and
I don't know how that show
everyone
works.
else, I presume.
Well, yeah, if you want to listen as well, but
if not, see the little
honestly,
the little skip button. Just
this is where the advert will be. You don't want to see this.
Stop it. Yeah, go on.
You want to see this.
Yeah.
So I've picked something from your house, mainly your kitchen, to be precise. Yeah. And you are going to sell it to me. I've never seen this product before. Oh, I have found you the finest spaghetti. Somebody touched it. Somebody touched my spaghetti.
Alright.
I've never seen this before. Please sell me said spaghetti.
Can I have like just 10 seconds to like think about what I'm going to do?
Not at all.
Alright.
Go on.
So Drew, you're home from work.
Yeah.
Tiresome day, but you enjoy his job as we've already established. Enjoy your job, but it's tiring because you go out and you do lots of exerting activities, don't you? Okay, so you're home, and what do you need? You need more energy. And what do you get energy from in food? There's a certain food group you get energy from.
I believe it's carbohydrates.
Oh, I believe you're right. Okay, and so what is one of the best sources?
I know what's coming.
What is the best sources of carbohydrates, in your personal opinion? Maybe not scientific fact.
Rice?
Maybe. But what is one of the other best sources of carbohydrates? And it is a foundation of many dishes. That's right. You guessed it. Spaghetti. And okay, the thing about this certain spaghetti that we are not sponsored in any way by, and I don't know if this is actually any good, but here we go. Is it's actually what a lot of people don't know is spaghetti in this form, the long sticks of spaghetti that turn into waggly things that you can stick in many orifices. TM. Is actually called linguine. That's not going to be in focus. Oh, maybe a little bit. It's called linguine. And why do they call it linguine? You guessed it, because it rhymes with trampolini. And it makes you... I don't know about you, Drew, but after I've had spaghetti, it makes me want to bounce up and down for joy with all of that energy that I have gained from those carbohydrates.
But Ben, why can't I just use a normal shaped pasta that won't splash everywhere when I eat it?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but because it is so long, it is actually able to channel the energy from lightning. And you know why that is? Because these are rods. What you should think of these is not sticks of pasta or spaghetti. You should think of these as channeling lightning rods, and they channel all of the cloud's energy into them. As I said before, it makes you want to bounce for joy, trampolini, get some linguine. Linguine.
You know what?
Yeah.
I still probably wouldn't buy it, but...
Why not?
Because I just prefer normal pasta. But I'll tell you what, you were almost there.
This is one of the standard pasta. What do you mean normal pasta? This is like a staple.
As in, like, you know, like, you got the curly shit, you've got like the tube shit.
Yeah, like Fusilini.
Yeah.
The penis-shaped ones, my personal favourite. Found in all good souvenir stores abroad.
Honestly.
Anywhere in Europe. The thing is with like things like that is like they just think that I think that British people love buying penis-shaped stuff. And because we think it's funny that they think that, we buy it.
And that's totally
and then
true,
that gives them more of a reason to get more stock in, because they just think that we love it even more, and we love it because it's stupid and we don't actually love it.
It's a peni paradox.
Oh, it is a peni.
Is what it is.
So, the peni paradox. The new podcast series coming soon.
Did Ben sell you trampolini linguine? Please let us know.
Please.
And if any Linguine Deluxe brand wants to sponsor us.
Started timing again. Go on.
First sponsor, Linguine. How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, I just want to get picked up by one of those shopping channels Was it THC? Is that one?
Yeah, you got is it THC, and then you got the ones that like start at like 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, like no one's watching. Like who is watching? Like yeah, that's it. Home shopping. Who is watching these programs? And they're still going.
I've done it a few times. To be fair, like,
you've been on them.
No, I haven't been on them. I'd like to.
It's a new life that I have not known about.
Yeah. Do you know I said I was in a post office?
Yeah. Back in the day.
Didn't happen.
Right.
Home shopping.
So. That's out of the way. That's the advert section. Thank you for not sponsoring us any sort of pasta company.
Honestly, we'll link a GoFundMe because we're pretty desperate. So it's a quarter.
Even though we've already established that you now have a full-time job.
Quarter life crisis. I'm going through one.
About.
Link description below.
So we've talked about TV sales. We've talked about TV channels.
Oh, we have.
I'm trying to segue here.
He's really trying.
Well, do you watch on TV right now? It doesn't have to be on TV. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. I'm going to name all of them.
Just keep going. Yeah, honestly.
Hulu, Crunchyroll. Other streaming services are available. Oh, that's back with
Viewster.
Viewster?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like in...
Say no more. Don't endorse it.
Yeah. You might.
What have you been watching at the minute?
At the minute, I'm going through Fullmetal Alchemist again.
What's that?
I'll say it again.
You weeaboo.
Yeah, I like a bit of anime now and again.
You do? Now and again. He dabbles.
I dabble in the anime.
Not a full-blown wee to the boo.
No.
Actually, no, saying that, you do have a tattoo.
I do. Can't really.
A wee or two. No, we'll get a close-up on it. We'll get a close-up or a picture on it and we'll stick it on screen.
One day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching Fullmetal Alchemist again at the minute.
I also watched that, and I can vouch that if you like that sort of thing, maybe if you don't like it,
even
but maybe
if you don't like
think, what's the fuss about it? That is a good one because it's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, isn't it?
Brotherhood.
Yeah, that is all on the British Netflix right now. Anyway,
if not, it'll be on an illegal website near you.
And we do not endorse doing that, but as all anime is just accessible.
Yeah,
like
anywhere. Find your own way to watch it.
Why would you say that is maybe a good anime to watch for a newcomer? Or just anyone that wants to watch a good story? Why would you say it's good?
The story is very in-depth and it can grasp a lot of people, definitely.
By the nuts.
In a way, it comes across pretty, like, westernised to me.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's set, and I think it's set in kind of, like, mid-Europe, really.
Yeah, it seems like almost... Germany?
Yeah, kind of like that area, kind of like landlocked Europe, and that's kind of like how a lot of it is. That's how a lot of like the style is. So it's not kind of like, obviously a lot of anime is going to be set in Japan.
Yeah,
whereas this one, it's obviously set in a made up kind of world, this one, but it's kind of gives you a vibe of kind of, I don't know what time you'd say it's set in, maybe it's a few hundred years ago.
It says like on the tombstone of when his mum died, that she died in 1904.
Oh, so it's, 1900s, I can see that, yeah.
So it's like 1900s, but it's also kind of like futuristic vibes as well.
Yeah, it does, yeah. So
like, yeah.
Brief synopsis, maybe.
Without
giving too much away, you don't want to...
Two brothers.
Two brothers.
And one's lost his body, another's lost a couple of limbs.
One is a suit of armour.
Well, yeah, one is in a suit of armour because he's lost his body.
One has a metal
arm
and leg.
And leg, yeah.
And they're like really advanced kind of prosthetics called automeo, which are like really strong, robotic, but not robotic type arms.
Yeah, like attached to the nerves. And it's about them on their quest to get their body back. And alchemy is the use of like... I don't know. Yeah,
obviously alchemy is kind of like...
How do you sum it up?
Something that we have in the real world, but alchemy in their world is kind of like the process of...
changing matter.
Yeah, changing matter and creating and destroying things. So you can kind of imagine how in something like an anime and a cartoon, they'd turn that into like this badass way of fighting and building and destroying shit. But, that's anime for you. But I'd say it's good.
It's worth a watch,
yeah, I'd say it's good because it's actually not that long for anime, and it's like a determined start and end.
Yeah, they know where they're going from episode 1. You've got the plot through, like, the whole thing is...
Yeah.
If you watch it once, you go to watch it again, you can see they've planned out where it's going from episode 1.
Whereas I think even the original to that and a lot of animes, they either just end or they don't really know where they're going. They'll have an idea for the first few series and that's where they'll hook you. And then the last few hundred episodes are like just going nowhere, and then you usually find out that it just
ends.
It ends because whoever is the artist or the writer just got bored of it.
Yeah. So from a anime point of view, even if you're not into that, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a really good series. Other than that, I'm not really watching much. I don't really do much.
But that came out a while ago.
At the minute, yeah, that came out 2011. I want to say.
Yeah. So
2009. I don't know.
Something that I watched.
Don't quote me.
It was also on Netflix. I think it might be a Netflix original actually. It's called Lost in Space. It's actually a remake from like an old, I think it might be 70s, might be wrong there, 70s TV show. But the old TV show, it looks funny, it looks good, but it's like obviously really dated. And they actually made, I think it was in the 90s, they made a movie version starring Matt LeBlanc.
Seriously?
Apparently it was terrible. And like by the advert, like it looks awful. Go and check it out. It's like the 1990 movie to...
What has Matt LeBlanc been in?
Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc. What has Matt LeBlanc...
Yeah.
What has he been in that he hasn't killed apart from Friends?
I don't think he personally killed the new Top Gear.
Okay.
I think he's actually the thing that's probably keeping the smaller viewership there.
That's fair enough, yeah. But
I think he's actually
so what has he been in that hasn't died, is how I meant to word it?
He was in that... He did 3 seasons of that offshoot of Friends called Joey, which was about him. I mean, 3 seasons, it must have done okay, but not well enough to justify 4 seasons. Yeah, I don't think he really... actually, he was in Episodes, which is a British-made... I think it's British-made kind of comedy drama series. I think it's called Episodes, or... Yeah, Episodes, about these 2 British writers, and they go over to America to write a new show because they've been writing successful shows, and he's in that as playing himself, but obviously it's kind of like a different version of himself, so he is Matt LeBlanc in it, and it's pretty good, and like that's quite a successful TV show, and he's playing himself, he's playing like he's an actor that they employ and they get to know and they're friends and stuff. He's kind of a bit of a dick because he ends up sleeping with the main guy's wife, who is the main girl.
It's classic Matt LeBlanc.
But then it's kind of like wife. yeah. But I mean that's obviously something to do. But Lost in Space, it's very good, I'd say. I mean, there's a couple of kind of like maybe cringe-worthy moments, but it's a few hundred years in the future, or maybe not that far actually. I need citations needed. But in the future anyway, of course, the world is highly polluted. Like when it shows scenes from like flashback scenes to the Earth, everyone's wearing kind of either gas masks or at least face masks. Masks that people in the East a lot of the time wear, but I think they wear them for hygiene reasons, not actually for pollution reasons.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you that one.
But either way, they have to wear masks of some kind. It's obviously way too polluted to live there, and life there isn't very good. So they move away and.
Somewhere in space, I presume.
Yes,
I've
but
not watched
along the way they get lost. Yeah, so they're on these ships and they get accepted on. You have to get accepted on this program, so you have to kind of pass a load of tests and show that you're going to be helpful to this new human colony. They go to a Goldilocks planet, which is basically just a planet that is not too hot, not too cold, and can support habitable life, right? But along the way, they're not to give too much away. It goes wrong, and they get lost in space. They go onto this other planet, which is a habitable planet. But you kind of find out about.
So you're telling me they're not just in space?
Oh, no. They're lost in space, and they have to try and find their way back. They have to try and find their way back. But it's very good, worth a watch. Don't want to give much more away than that, but some very touching moments, some very cool moments.
Tell you what TV show I like.
Yeah.
That I watched not long back.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched it twice because I like it that much. Derek. You ever watched Derek?
No, but I'm not a very big fan of.
No, that's fine.
But him, I understand that it's actually different.
It's awesome. It's just about this guy who's like got like certain disabilities and stuff, who's in a retirement home
Yeah.
And he loves it there, and
yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's really heartwarming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it? Is it a comedy as well?
It's a comedy as well.
But it's not like taking the mick out of.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really moving.
Doing it in the right
every
way.
episode you'll want to roar, and
cool.
That's awesome.
No, yeah,
so watch
cool.
that. But no, I'm definitely going to watch Lost in Space, I think.
Films then?
Films,
something that not that recently came out, but
especially in America. It came out ages ago in America.
It came out a month before as like something ridiculous. But something that the most recent thing I saw in the cinema.
And me yet went to
Incredibles 2.
Oh, pow. It's Mr. Incredible.
I think
punching bad guys. Pow, pow,
yes.
pow.
I think I was a little bit nervous. Not nervous, like I was feeling. Not like I was feeling.
No, you weren't feeling butterflies.
No, but it was kind of like I was like worried that it was gonna like ruin
either your
my
childhood would die, or it'd be like engrossing.
But it was a worthy sequel. I've heard some people say they preferred it or it was better. I think it was very good. I want to see it again before I can comment on its rewatchability and comment on whether it was better than the
memorability as well.
I think I'd have to see it a few more times. It's unfair to say, I think, at this point whether it's more memorable or it's better because
we've only seen it once.
Whereas Incredibles, I think most people have seen that at least 3.
Our kid Ben here tends to quote.
I'm a big quoter.
Quote Incredibles. It seems to be your thing.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is. For a while, it was because no one really like kind of mentioned it for a while, and it just became this thing where it was just like I'd make really like
subtle references
that a lot of people would be like, what was that? What was that? But then obviously when it was announced Incredibles 2 was coming out, it kind of made this big comeback. And suddenly I wasn't the cool kid anymore for making Incredibles.
I know, everyone does it now.
Yeah, everyone does it now. Bastard.
But no, Incredibles 2, if you haven't watched it,
whether it was a better movie or not, worthy sequel.
Watch it, yeah, worthy to watch. Couple of favourite scenes. Do you have a favourite scene in it? Because I know I had a favourite scene. But
I really liked it and I think obviously it was kind of pandering to the younger audience to make them feel kind of like a badass when they left the cinema, was when it was down to the kids to save their parents. I think that was kind of cool, yeah. I think it was very cool kind of to see them because you wanted to see more on how they've developed and grown as characters, even though it's only a few weeks after the first one. Obviously it was kind of pandering to the kids their age because they're like, oh my god, the kids are doing it and stuff. But I really liked it.
Superhero 2. That's what they'd be thinking.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought that was yeah, cool.
But yeah, my favourite scene was probably Jack scene. I don't want to go into it too much.
With the raccoon.
Jack and the raccoon.
They have a fight, and not to mention specific. I mean, to be fair, you should have seen it by now.
Skip about a minute ahead because
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it gets a little bit dark.
It gets very dark
when he ends up being
the raccoon's just trapped,
and he's trapped and he's tied up in this like sun lounger, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like a torture scene, and
fucking sets fire.
Jack's gone like full on flame on Fantastic Four.
Jesus, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a barbecue.
Yeah, I seriously did. I thought there was going to be edible raccoon.
Hilarious.
But I did like that.
Yeah, obviously the whole relationship between Jack and his dad, where his dad's kind of like totally tired out and dead from looking after all of his kids, try and relate to them, and then he's got Jack, which is obviously the worst because he's got all of these new powers.
Oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing, do they?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's really good. I think it was cool that it kind of like highlighted maybe single dads. Well, not single dads. Dads who look after the kids.
Responsibility, yeah.
Because that's a lot more common now, and I think it was good that they did. I
think they did cater for they give like a female like heroine.
Yeah, I think in the first one it was a bit of a similar pretense to the first one, which was maybe a little bit annoying because people thought it was maybe a little bit of a rehash. But in the direction they took it, I think it was still good. It was still enjoyable, and it was still innovative on the first one. But I liked that it was kind of like Elastigirl's time to shine, and she was the one being called away to do stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people got annoyed, and you'll always get people annoyed being like, oh, it's the whole feminism thing. But it's like, but Elastigirl is a good character.
Elastigirl's badass.
Yeah, and she is.
2 C's.
Another good scene was when because obviously throughout the film you see loads of Jack's different powers. So he's got like teleporting, which is actually, it's not really teleporting, it's like he goes into a different dimension, doesn't he? And
it's really cool how they did that.
And then he's obviously got the ones that you saw in the first film, which is like flaming, turning into like a devil child.
Yeah, the devil thing's awesome.
And then like just as you think you've got a handle on like all the different ones you've seen, he's crawling through a vent on the cruise ship. And then he just turns into a massive fuck off baby. And I was like,
fucking huge, isn't it?
Hilarious. I was like, oh, it just comes out of nowhere. It's funny. Yeah, it was very enjoyable. I think the way that they did a lot of stuff was really creative.
Were you glad to wait 14 years? Is the question.
Yeah, I was like, I think that was one of the worrying things. That was like, should they have just put it to bed and left it as a standalone film? Because people are like, oh, but what happens with the Underminer? And then like maybe a bit of a shit response, but you did have the game, which is...
You did have the game, the PS2 classic.
I assume it's still canon. I don't think they really deviated from it, did they?
I can't really remember the game.
I can't remember.
I remember having it, and I'll
have to have a look at the plot to see if it deviated in the new one. It'd be interesting if they went against the game, but, you know.
Because I think the actual game was like about you going down to the Underminer.
The whole game?
I think so. I can't remember.
Was it a short game?
Don't quote me on it.
Most film games or film sequel games are quite short anyway.
I just remember you played as Mr. Incredible and Frozone.
Frozone! God. He was actually like he's a really cool character, but his powers seem to be really weak compared to the other ones.
And I think when
because he always but I get why it's doing it, because he is like this character where it shows that he's a good superhero, but whatever they're fighting is like stronger than him, because he always puts up a wall of ice and then whatever he's fighting just crashes it. But to be fair, it was at the end he kind of stopped it from going into the big town hall.
Oh yeah, he did
at the first part. I mean, this is again going into way too many spoilers, but go watch it.
A lot of spoilers. And I think the thing is as well, when you grow up and you watch other Samuel L. Jackson movies,
oh my god, it's hilarious.
Such as like Pulp Fiction, and Django,
even newer stuff.
Anything he's in.
Like Django.
So my problem is, you see Samuel L. Jackson in all these like PG-18
adult films.
Yes, and like you struggle to see him when he's voice acting as anything else.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's true. But I think because Frozone was already like an established character, like it was good. We should move on.
We should
real quick. We should move on.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
matters.
As gamers, as
avid gamers,
as people who are into sci-fi, that kind of thing, when we're watching TV and stuff, I think we're always like fantasizing, not like that, and looking into the future, to the future in technology.
About where we're gonna be.
Yeah,
like, it's interesting.
In space.
It is.
Maybe yeah. I mean, I'd love to be at the point where like like Guardians of the Galaxy, where everyone can just grab a ship, just go out there and just like...
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, and it's probably a pretty dangerous place and probably I'd die. But
probably you get lost in space.
Yeah. But what I do like looking at is the space news now. And like the news about NASA. Obviously NASA have partnered with like Boeing and SpaceX and things like that, which is cool. And obviously we've got the Space Force coming along.
Good old Mr. President. If you're watching, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
All we need is an army in space.
Yeah, it's
honestly, I don't even want to travel space.
No.
As long as we've got an army up there.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Yeah. Right, very nice. So, what on this day, 15th of August, it was actually the anniversary of the WOW mystery signal from 1977, which, if you don't know, basically an astronomer with a radio telescope. It was actually Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Telescope. This article, by the way, is from space.com.
Legit
Name. That is actually how you know that it's going to be legit stuff.
Any space news, space.com.
Yes. So this astronomer, he was listening out. There's always someone like scanning different regions of space for radio signals and anything they can pick up. So this guy was scanning the constellation Sagittarius when it detected didn't realise it was this long, 72-second long radio.
That is quite long. Like over a minute, he would have been sitting there like creaming his pants over this nerdgasm.
And it was too strong to be explained by background noise, because obviously there's always background noise and stuff. I mean, we're always emitting radio signals into space when we're just doing
our day-to-day basis.
Yeah, everything we're broadcasting and everything, a lot of things we do just gets thrown out into space. But there's always background noise emitted from probably like stars and everything like that. But it was too strong, and it was determined unlikely that it came from Earth. So it wasn't like feedback coming from Earth that we sent out. So yeah, despite their best efforts, it says astronomers have still not been able to detect any other signals like it. So it's called the WOW signal
because the guy sat there, didn't he? Like,
it had a printout of the signals,
and all he could do was circle it. And write, wow.
He circled the numbers and whatever the text, and he was just like, "Wow, like this is crazy stuff."
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Could you imagine being that guy? I mean, I don't know who he is. Props to him though.
Yeah, like you say, cream in his pants.
Awesome,
amazing stuff.
But like you say, it's crazy to think like how long the radio waves would have taken to get from there to here. Could have been like a long time, so they could be a lot more advanced than us.
Big boy. It's like that thing that they found where it was like they reckon, it's a theory obviously, that there's some sort of megastructure surrounding this star. Have you seen it?
No.
I haven't got all of the story and stuff, but it's a megastructure. I forgot exactly what they call them, but what they think it is, it's a megastructure that obviously an alien colony or something is built. And what it does is it harnesses the power of the star. I mean, think how much energy our star is giving off and how much you could kind of like, use it for, how much energy it would need. They'd found something and they kind of determined like one of the theories was that's what it had to be, because it was like it behaved in an unstar-like way.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe more on that another time when I've got more deets, but that's something.
Yeah, get the deets for that.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it looks like we're actually coming to the end of the podcast anyway.
No, we're not.
We are.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah, we're about 20...
How depressing.
Yeah, it is, but also we've got a low battery signal as well.
Oh yeah, that's always time to maybe wrap it up.
We have. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah.
I think we got a bit deep in the first half. We didn't mean to talk about uni and work that much, but it's kind of like a background.
It's a big subject as well.
It is, and like we might go into it again. If anyone wants us to go into it again, obviously let us know if you've got any questions, and we can kind of answer them best we can at the position we're in now.
Best we can, yeah. Don't
expect
like
we might,
philosophical.
Yeah, exactly.
Philosophical.
And as well, our opinions on how stuff went is obviously going to change in the next few years as well.
Oh yeah, like
I still haven't graduated uni. You've only really just started.
Yeah. So one of us could be up shit street next year. So
street, not creek.
Shit streak. Street.
Cool. Well, yeah. Hopefully we'll get on doing the next one very soon. So thanks again for watching.
Yeah,
this was
awesome.
Quarter Life Crisis. Or do you want to say
try and do that at the same time again?
This was
Quarter Life Crisis.
Yeah, very nice. Enough. I'm Ben.
I'm Drew.
Goodbye. You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.